So I want to ask anybody that's watching this, if you can please imagine if your phone could save your life. Hello, my name is Ariella Yeager and my company is CaseMD. Did you know that 50 million Americans suffer from anaphylaxis? Let me repeat that. 50 million Americans suffer from anaphylaxis, a very serious form of allergic reaction. And these reactions aren't always caused by bee stings like everyone immediately thinks, but also everyday food like peanut butter, wheat, and milk, and also latex, which is incorporated into 2/3 of our consumer products. Because of anaphylaxis, there's around 1.3 million hospitalizations that occur every single year. And the only product on the market battling this is EpiPen. The 4 biggest problems with EpiPen is that 1, it is easily forgotten. 2, the pressure-sensitive tip, shown in orange, has allowed for accidental injections causing major safety concerns. 3, it is extremely expensive. I don't know if you've seen the news lately, but an EpiPen 2-pack costs upwards of $700. And lastly, it is highly inconvenient. A single EpiPen is 3 times the width of your iPhone 6, making it hard to carry and oftentimes left very far from your person. And so much so that 60% of patients that use the EpiPen admit to never having it on them. And I want to go back really quick to the 1.3 million Americans that are hospitalized every year. That is costing our U.S. healthcare system $5.5 billion because they did not plan ahead. So we planned for them. We have created a product that puts our own injection system onto a device that is never forgotten, safe yet inexpensive, and always on you, your smartphone. The EpiCase is a fully incorporated epinephrine auto-injector put into your smartphone case to protect your most important electronic device. Now, the cost of convenience is that it will be around 18 millimeters wide, about the same width as the OtterBox Defender case, the top-selling phone case on today's market. It will also be safer by incorporating a button-activated injection system instead of the normal slam technique that EpiPen uses. So with our device, you would simply hold it to your leg and click a button. And lastly, it will be 1/3 of the size and 1/3 of the cost as the EpiPen 2-pack shown here on the screen. Now, when we first had this idea, we did a quick Google search, and right away we found a lot of negative headlines about EpiPen. And I'm sure if you would do the same Google search this month, you would find a lot more. There was even one article where a mom had to choose between giving her son his emergency medication to save his life or paying her mortgage payment because the EpiPen was more than her house. And we also did our own research. So we surveyed about 200 people in our target market, and we found 2 reoccurring themes. Mrs. Ciccinelli, whose son left both of his EpiPens in his middle school locker, was on her way out of town. And because of this, she had to go to the pharmacy and purchase a brand new EpiPen 2-pack, which cost her $698. But the one thing her son has never left in his locker is his iPhone. And lastly, our really good friend Jenna, who goes to Kent State University, has a severe nut allergy. And she likes to take her EpiPen everywhere she goes, but it requires an extra bag. So normally she just leaves it at home. And all it takes is for her to go out to the bar and grab a drink with her friend, and one wrong drink could send her into anaphylaxis or to the hospital. Now, as I mentioned before, 50 million Americans suffer from anaphylaxis. And of those 50 million, there are 4.2 million EpiPens prescribed every single year. That's double in just the previous year. And we want our target market to be the 2.2 million Americans who are just like Mrs. Ciccinelli, parents with children of severe allergies, and also young adults aged 18 to 25 because they are currently looking for a solution on today's market. Now, as I mentioned before, EpiPen is the only product on the market selling this, and they currently hold 98% market share. And here at CaseMD, we think it's time to break the monopoly, and we're going to do so by doing everything that EpiPen's doing. We're also excelling in these 5 key areas that EpiPen isn't already doing. And I know I've mentioned a lot about how we're different in design, but the one thing that I haven't touched on a lot is the fact that we are 1/3 of the price. We have priced our product at $200 compared to the $700 price tag of the EpiPen 2-pack. Now, you're probably wondering from all of this, why does EpiPen have a monopoly? And I'm sure that this question is a little more clear with all the media, but really it goes down to their IP and the fact that they have a lot of lobby in Congress, and they have been able to create no competition in the market. And we think it's about time to break that, and we have set up strategic partners so we are able to do that as well. Now, currently we do have a working 3D printed model that we're really excited about. It does inject. We will also have a provisional application filed, and we are working with a law firm in order to get our utility patent written that is on track to be completed by February. Now, I know that the patent is going to be the grit of our product, and we've been working with law firms to make sure that we are able to patent our product and also that we do have the freedom to operate in the market. So the three things that we are patenting are: one, that we are fully integrated into a phone case. We will be the first product to do this. Second, we are patenting the fact that we are a dual injector. We will be the first product ever to be released that is a dual epinephrine auto-injector fully integrated into the same product. Right now, you can only buy 2 separate injectors. And lastly, we're patenting the fact that we are a button-operated injection system. There's only 2 alternatives to the market, and currently both of them use the slam technique and not the button activation. And we also know that the FDA is standard for our device. So we spoke to officials from the FDA, and we are a Class 2 medical device, but we do qualify for the 510(k) approval process, which will make it a faster and cheaper process for us. We've looked at other products that have entered the market. One specifically is AviQ, and we've really looked at their path, and we found that they didn't have to do any clinical trials. They didn't have to test on patients or animals. And so we're really looking at their route and how to fit our roadmap together. But we plan on working with Neomed, ReadyZone, or BioEnterprise, and we've already talked to both parties, and they're willing to help us through this process. Now, our market timeline, we hope to have our utility patent fully filed by November, completely submitted to the USPTO, and we're also working on our fully prototype, and we have actually beat that deadline because we do have a fully working prototype now. We'd like to get our sample from the manufacturer in March, and then start our safety and consistency testing. All while our patent is being finalized, we will be talking to strategic partners that will be able to give us easier access to the medication and easier distribution so we can enter the market at a great time. Now, our go-to-market strategy is to first complete our entire intellectual property fence. We want to make sure that we're completely protected, especially because we are in the medical device field, against such a big player. Our second round would be doing safety and consistency testing, while at the same time talking to those strategic partners so they know that our product is safe and it will work on the market, but also so they can completely help us enter the market easily and efficiently. And we have 2 exit strategies. One, we would either work with an acquisition. Another company in the market that launched in 2014 did get acquired, and they have been very successful. And exit 2 would be to partner or license, like another company that did that, and they actually got partnered or licensed for $289 million in 2013. Now, we based our financials looking at other competitors that have entered the market. So we looked at previous people that have entered that have not stayed in the market, but they normally gain an average of 7% market share in their first year, and so we did that. And I know a couple people asked questions on why we've stayed the same amount of sales in the first and second year, and the reason why we believe we'll stay consistent in sales for those first 2 years and not grow is because we understand that EpiPen is a big player and that they are dominant. So we know that they have brand loyalty against the customers that have always used them, but we believe after 2 years of showing our safety and consistency, by that 3rd year, customers will really begin to trust us over EpiPen, and that's why we see this jump of sales there. Now, we're a team of millennial innovators. We have our CEO, Sam Graska. He's a cellular molecular biology major. He handles all of our company management and product design. Myself, Ariella, I am the COO, and I handle all of our marketing and business development. And lastly, we have Justin Gleason. He's a management business student and architecture student, and he's handling all of our prototyping and internal design work. And lastly, we know that we are a few undergrads trying to launch a very big medical product into a very big market, and that's why we put together a team of advisors. These advisors have over a combined experience of 100 plus in the FDA. This one advisor, Grace Lee, she actually has started a few medical device companies with acquisitions and partnerships in the auto-injector field, which would be perfect for us. We have also been working really close with our law firm and also the Youngstown Business Incubator and Jumpstart in Cleveland to make sure that we are fully surrounding ourselves with the people to make us successful. Now, this is our funding. This is from a previous competition, but if we were to get the funding from you guys, we know it's a portion of the 10 grand. We would really be using this towards our patent work. The sole amount of our product is the patent work, and we need to make sure that we have this fully protected so we can enter into this market that is really heating up and that the Congress actually called and said that needed competition right now. In summary, we would save families about almost $4,000 a year because our one product would be able to substitute the 10 products that EpiPen requires that you have in your school. Over 80% of Americans keep their cell phone on them 24/7. The time is now. Every 4 minutes, someone is hospitalized from a severe allergic reaction. And here in KSMD, we want to make sure that no parent ever has to worry about giving their child medicine or paying for their mortgage, because our $200 product will be right in their child's hand with 100% compliance. And we know that we want to stay sustainable, so we've created other products to help us stay sustainable for over a decade, including the same exact design could be used for Narcan to also help with opiate overdoses. We also have other designs that go with asthma, diabetes, and also heart attacks, and we are internally completely working on these designs to make sure that we can stay sustainable even after this company gets going. So we are asking you to help us save one life and change the world. Thank you.